It's a great day for baseball.
And these fans know there is no place better in our nation to be than the ballpark on the 4th of July. It's the Mets and the Nationals. The Nats have already clinched at least a series split, but they won a whole lot more. Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble. We never know how momentum will carry over from one day to another, but there's been some fun endings so far in this series.
Oh, yeah, and it's all about teams. Steven Strasburg didn't have his A game yesterday, was picked up by the rest of his teammates, and that's exactly how it should work out. 37 pitches in the first inning for Strasburg, but then later in the ball game, it was all his teammates. And you see Adam Kennedy came up with a huge hit to score Adam Dunn. Then later on, Adam Dunn would come back. The bottom of the 9th inning, almost a grand slam home run. It was a double that plated 2. So Adam got his RBI total up to 49, and then the man of the day would be coming up to the plate. There he is, Pudge Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez with the huge game-winning RBI. Ryan Zimmerman running around like a little 12-year-old, and it was an amazing team win.
Yeah, and Ryan Zimmerman had the game-winning RBI with the sac fly on Friday night, so the Nats having a chance to really make a statement against the Mets. Can Craig Stammen do what he did against the Braves when he returned to the major leagues on Tuesday night? 7 1/3, 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 99 really good pitches. Rethink Possible by Honda. Look for money-saving leases and low financing at your Honda dealer. And by DynCorp International, we serve today for a safe tomorrow. It's all about holiday baseball today. And with the Nats grabbing that ball game yesterday against the Mets, it makes today a little more fun, a little more spring in everybody's step when they got to the ballpark today, and a chance to take 3 out of 4 from the Mets, who are hitting .266 in the league. They're 9th in runs and 11th in home runs. Alex Cora, despite hitting only .230 this year and better known for his defense, has done some damage with a couple of triples in this series. And for Craig Stammen, another step in his return to the big leagues. Rob, he was outstanding in Atlanta, one of the best games we've ever seen Craig throw. So what does he have to do today to follow up that performance?
Well, just try to do exactly what he did the other day. Come back with a vengeance, attack mode, attack that strike zone, be convicted. Whatever you pick out of your arsenal, throw it with everything you got, conserve energy. It's going to be around 100 degrees. Find that cold corner to get down in that alleyway and stay cool in between innings.
And the Nationals defense today. Alberto Gonzalez up the middle with Christian Guzman. Will Nieves behind the plate. Jim Riggleman was going to give Niger Morgan the day off, plus a day off tomorrow, but Roger Bernardina's back still has him unavailable. Let's have a look at our Train game time weather. Visit train.com to find a dealer near you. It is hard to stop a train. Clear skies, 90 degrees, and forecast for as high as 95 here today. 11-year veteran Bill Welke has the plate. Jim Reynolds, crew chief Tim Welke, and Scott Berry at third base. Stammen's ready. Angel Pagan steps in, hitting .296. Craig Stammen, 6-9 career, about to make his 33rd start. And he's 1-2 with a .524 ERA in 4 career starts against the Mets. Happy 4th, everybody, and here we go with some holiday baseball for you. It starts with a strike. 136 first pitch. Gone with an on-base percentage of .356. Angel Pagan in this series, 1 hit, 10 at-bats. And Stammen had him reaching 1-2.
Well, and it just also shows after a certain point where you get into 300 at-bats that some guys wear out. They're not everyday players, and they're not used to being everyday players. And this is one of the first years that Angel Pagan's been able to just be in there every day because of the injury before the spring training of Carlos Beltran. He's going to go through periods where he goes 2 for 15, 3 for 21. I mean, it's inevitable because he's going to get tired. That's going to feel a little bit heavier against certain pitchers.
Nationals have actually done a pretty good job of controlling the Mets lineup in this series so far. Cora is next, and then David Wright, who has 1 RBI in the first 3 games and still leads the league with 64.
Well, I think Cora's done the most damage to us so far.
Yes, he has. And there's Pagan trying to pull the outside pitch. That's usually a rollover ground ball to the second baseman. We have some early game notes for you. Hisanori Takahashi, first time through the lineup. The Nats may have to try to figure him out, but if they do, good success like some other ball clubs. And this franchise, always good on the 4th of July. It's almost as if the Expos were meant to end up in our nation's capital. And here's Craig Stammen with a good ERA at home. He did bring that road ERA down with a good performance in Atlanta, but on this mound and this diamond has been his strength in games past.
That's his last start. Very impressive. Probably could have gone 8 innings, ran into a little bit of trouble there in the bottom of the 8th. Needed his bullpen to bail him out on the last 5 outs.
And Cora will snap one up the middle. Wow, that's his game. Alex Cora 4 hits now in this series. He's driven in 3 runs. And the Mets have their first base run.
But with that contact, he has hit a couple of triples in this series. And later in the ball game, off of Tyler Clippard yesterday, just getting the bat on the ball, let the pitcher supply the power, and there you see it. Slapped it right back up the middle.
At times, Cora is a running threat. The Mets are the best running team still in the National League with 77 steals. They've been caught 18 times. And, of course, they're at their absolute best when Jose Reyes is healthy. That guy's 19 for 21. How about that for a percentage? And there's a half swing and a strike to David Wright. Well, he's really swinging the bat well. Batting average is 4th best in the league at 313. Is 391 on base percentage in the top 4 as well. But at this stage of the lineup, it's all about driving in runs. And he's doing that better than anybody in the league.
I just think if he didn't have close to 100 strikeouts, what that on-base percentage would be and the batting average.
Yeah, he got off to a slow start in April. David was really fanning a lot. And maybe he was trying to do too much with Beltran not in the lineup. Reyes was hurt early. Only natural for a guy to do that, Rob. But when you do that at Citi Field, not a good idea. It's a tough enough ballpark to begin with. And David Wright on what appeared to be a high breaking ball away at the very ceiling of the strike zone is out. 2 down.
Well, it might be a little bit hard to see. It's so bright, kinetic here on the pitch track. He takes it, gets a high call by the umpire, so Craig Stammen got to be happier than David Wright on this call.
That'll bring up Ike Davis, who's 3 for 11 with 2 runs batted in. And a fastball away. Davis at 261. It's interesting as he shapes up against other Mets rookies in terms of RBIs from years past. He told Charlie Slows on the radio the other day, I'm just trying to stay below the radar and do my job. And then he added, they haven't booed me in New York yet. Not the easiest play for a rookie to kind of come in and make his way. Of course, his dad was a major leaguer. He knows what this thing's all about.
Or a veteran, like when Bobby Bonilla didn't do well.
Oh, my. And then Stammen goes 3-0 quickly in the left-handed batter with Jason Day on deck.
Well, you don't want to overthrow too much. You want to try to stay within yourself. You know you're fired up. You're 1 pitch always with 2 outs from getting out of the inning. Good fastball hitter standing on deck.
Must have been high. 2 on, 2 out. Nationals pitching, as we've talked about on several occasions, has been more solid lately, but some of Jim Riggleman's starters, including Steven Strasburg yesterday, have really had some funky first innings. Levon gave up a run on 2 hits Thursday night. Luis Adelano gave up a run on a hit batter and a base hit on Friday. And J.D. Martin threw 37 pitches in the first inning Thursday night in Atlanta.
No, I just think the fact that, you know, you're not doing a game plan with Strasburg, and this is my own opinion. You have no game plan. You're just letting him go out there. He had a great breaking ball in the first inning. Kept trying to throw the fastball. He wasn't locating the fastball for a strike. Why do you don't need the 100-mile-an-hour fastball when you have the changeup, the curveball, and the sinker. And you can use the sinker as your out pitch. And I thought that he could have just started flipping up some breaking balls, get ahead in the count, and then put him away with a 95 sinker that's a little bit out of the strike zone. But, I mean, these are things that are going to come with time. But I don't know why you're not treating him like a regular Major League pitcher. I really don't. He's almost like he's on an island out there trying to learn this stuff for himself.
Target away on 0-2. Long look at the runner. It's not a bad, as they used to call it, waste pitch. I never really liked that term because it sounds like you're just throwing a useless pitch. He did have a purpose with that just off the plate. And Craig has had his own first inning issues this year as well.
You're going to get these first inning pitch totals down. He's up to 18 already. Strasburg had 37 yesterday.
Yeah, just like Adelano. That ball driven to right center. That's tough. It's up against the wall. It's going to score 2 runs. Jason Bay puts the Mets on top. He's going to third. Easily safe. And it's another bad top of the first for a national starter. Jason Bay hit that ball about 375 the other way.
Well, I don't know how many more times I have to say, find the pitch that's working and stick with it. And trying to get your fastball over just because you're trying to get your fastball over against a fastball hitting Jason Bay just cost you 2 runs. If you got a good curveball or you got a good changeup, you can throw 5 of them in one at bat to a guy. You just locate them differently. You use your changeup or your curveball like you would a fastball.
And the thing that really hurts the 2-out walk to Ike Davis. I mean, Alex Cora is going to get his base hits because he's a contact hitter. And going up hacking, the free swinging Jeff Francoeur, 2 for 11 in this series.
That's the 6th time in 6 straight games that they've scored a run in the first inning. 1 or more. You don't want to be, constantly chasing down teams here. Down 2 runs already.
Make it 3 unless Gonzalez can throw him out.
Yes! What a play.
Amazing play in the hole by Alberto Gonzalez. This is one of the top 5 plays you'll see from a shortstop all season. There, part-time starter, part-time reliever.
PNC Pitcher Scouting Report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in us all. Takahashi, when he gets ahead, 0-1. Hitters are 29 for 140, a 207 clip. When he falls behind 1-0, they're hitting 320, 33 for 103. And lefties have not been able to square him up so far this year. Hitting 230, no homers in 61 at-bats.
Defense for the Mets. They're in the top 4 in the league, having made only 38 errors. Angel Pagan and Jeff Francoeur each have 6 outfield assists on the year. Ruben Tejada, Alex Cora up the middle, David Wright, Ike Davis at the corners, and Rod Barajas. And, of course, the man in left field, Jason Bay. No errors this year. He's driven in 2 runs today. Nyjer Morgan 4 for 14 with an RBI in the series. Starting to hit the ball with a little more authority. We're seeing more line drives, more hard ground balls off of his bat. Over his last 9 games, starting a week ago Friday in Baltimore, he's hitting .316. Off-speed pitch. Takahashi, the late kick, the hesitation, and a lot of junk. Different angles, different speeds, different eye levels.
It's like a left-handed Kawakami.
Niger a defensive swing on 0-2, and Ike Davis will take care of that.
For Craig Stammen, he's now given up 17 first-inning runs, Bob, in 14 starts. Takahashi right here, the little hitch or the little stoppage. It's all about deception. See how long he's trying to hide it behind his back. Then you see it come up, and then you see the breaking ball.
Christian Guzman hitting .293. But .341 in this ballpark, and he's a terror for pitchers from the right side at .352. Off-speed breaking ball. Gravity took over, and it fell out of the strike zone.
At 66 miles per hour.
That will get your picture taken in the tunnel.
Well, he slows it down, takes 2 mile an hour off from the first pitch. That one's 64, just missing the corner.
That looked like it should have been a strike. And Guzman hits one in the air to center. Right there is Angel Pagan.
Pagan makes it gone. 2 outs.
Ryan Zimmerman now, over his last 22 games, is hitting a .198. And by the way, folks, you're still pouring out of the Navy Art Station up Half Street, so we'll have a really nice crowd by the time everybody gets in. But in the 5 years I've watched Ryan Zimmerman, this might be the most prolonged slump I've seen him in. And it just doesn't jive for what time of the year it is. When the weather warms up, guys are loose, balls flying. It's just not happening for Ryan, other than maybe a hit or two per game. We're just waiting for that big breakout game that'll really get him going. He's 2 for 11 with 2 walks in this series. And that batting average at home way down. Off-speed pitch had him reaching, and that's an easy fly ball for Jason Bay. The Nats give up 2. The Washington offense goes quietly, and Old Glory waving beautifully today.
Whitecaps got to the ballpark today at about 9 o'clock. He had breakfast, and then Steve McCaddy summoned him into Jim Riggleman's office. Mike Rizzo was in there, so he got the feeling of, uh-oh, this is not good, but it was good. They told him he was named to the National League All-Star team, so he is excited about that. He said he was really honored. He also said that he called his wife and his mom after, and he told me his dad, who passed away this past winter, would have been so excited for him. He really would have been pumped, and he probably would have told him, hey, Matt, you deserve it. Now, also, Ryan Zimmerman is still a possibility to go to the All-Star game, so we encourage fans to go to MLB.com and vote him in. He's one of 5 players that could be a potential vote-in. Bob?
All right, Debbie, thank you. Great stuff on Matt. And, of course, Zimmerman did go to the All-Star game last year. Interesting to note, Rob, evidently, unless injury intervenes in the next 6 or 7 days, no date in Anaheim for Steven Strasburg. Or Adam Dunn, for that matter.
Well, and Joey Votto didn't make it either. And Joey Votto probably should have been on that. Joey Votto's having an MVP first half with the Reds.
He's the 4th leading hitter in the league, one of the top home run and RBI guys.
But that just shows you that Strasburg shouldn't even have been a candidate to make it. There's so many guys that are deserving. You know, a guy that makes 6 starts and they pick the All-Star team, and people are saying, well, he should have gone. Well, no. The way the All-Star team was picked years ago, and it still should be 25 players per league, and it shouldn't have the ramifications of postseason play. It should be an exhibition game of the 50 best All-Star candidates in the first half of the season. And now it's just turned into an absolute circus. 34 from each league. You know, guys that aren't making it that should make it. The write-in votes and all this other stuff. Listen, you know, it's 25 guys that are deserving. And I didn't make a few All-Star teams that I felt I should have. Talked to Greg Olson, who used to be the Orioles closer. We both joked about our best years. We didn't make the All-Star team. So that's the way it works. You know, sometimes you're going to make it, sometimes you're not. But there shouldn't be so many slots that are open for guys that aren't deserving of the All-Star team. And then if you're going to have a game that has meaning, why does every team need to have a representative on that All-Star team?
Rod Barajas is now 9 for his last 57 as Craig Stammen strikes him out to start the top of the second. Second K for Craig.
I mean, if it didn't have home field advantage, you wouldn't even be talking about Steven Strasburg for the All-Star game. Stammen comes out in the next inning, starts throwing a lot more breaking balls. And there you see Barajas not looking too good on that one with the Exmo.
Number 8 hitter is Ruben Tejada. By the way, the 3 batters in the Mets lineup today, 6, 7, and 8, are 2 for 27 in this series. Frank Gore has the only 2 hits. It's the top of the order, and that Alex Cora batting 8th the other night, doing lots of the damage. Fastball off the plate, and the count's 2-0. Phillies are underway at Pittsburgh, and the Pirates lead 2-1, bottom of the first. 2-0, pardon me.
Another good reliever that did make it was Heath Bell from San Diego.
He was on that list with Zimmerman as one guy who could get voted in. You would have to look at that list, Rob, those 5 players, and figure that Joey Votto would probably have the best shot on a national basis. As fans around baseball who vote on that, they're going to look at the numbers. Adrian Gonzalez will have a shot as well.
Here's another guy who should have been straight up on the All-Star team.
A lot of good first basemen.
Yeah. Including our own Adam Dunn.
But until that guy in St. Louis retires 8 to 10 years from now, it's going to be a tough thing to do.
I just think there's just too many ifs and let's do this and let's do that. I mean, the whole, not even the home field advantage, but now the DH, the re-entry rule this year.
That's a bad walk. Craig Stammen just walked a hitter who's 0 for 11 in this series and hitting .234. So, until July 8th, you can vote for the 34th and final player for each league's roster. Go to Nationals.com and cast your All-Star game final vote. The final 2 guys to go to Anaheim. Start it off at Nationals.com. Here's Hisanori Takahashi, 1 for 10 with 2 sacrifices as a major league hitter. That's a good-looking bunt. Will Nieves called off the pitcher. Will had all the momentum, and he throws on to Guzman. Sacrifice is good, 2-4.
Martin Prado will start in place of the injured Chase Utley. He's very deserving.
Leads the league in hitting. Happy 4th of July, folks. We hit the 2 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park. It's a sizzler in our nation's capital today. 90 degrees at game time. The Mets on top 2-0. Jason Bay, a 2-run opposite field triple off the scoreboard in the first inning. Now Angel Pagan has a runner in scoring position here in the second. And he'll serve one to left center. And the Mets will take that 3-0 lead. That's what happens to you when you walk a weak-hitting number 8 man in front of the pitcher. And Craig Stammen, 2 of the 3 runs he's given up scored by men who walked.
Well, Bob talks about it all the time. He's been around since the start of Major League Baseball. When you give guys free passes, and in the National League, when you do it in front of the pitcher, and he's able to sacrifice you to second base, all it took was that little slap to left field, and now you're down another run.
And Pagan's a running threat. Don't forget about him. He's 15 out of 20. And the Stammen throws the ball away. It'll be another error by a Nationals pitcher after Doug Slayton threw one away at second base yesterday. And the Nats have made their 73rd error of the season.
Well, it's a part of the Nationals game that needs to be cleaned up. Throwing errors, just mistakes that cost them and hurt them. I mean, if you're basically beating yourself. I mean, the one yesterday to Pudge, it was in the dirt. He came up throwing. You know, Desmond might have been able to pick that, but wasn't able to. That was an error. And then the Slayton one. You know what? That's a tough play for a pitcher, but you still have to hit your targets.
And I think Slayton was hurrying yesterday, trying to get a double play. Instead, got nobody. Adam Dunn takes care of that one. The error doesn't hurt, but the walk sure does. Dunn, Willingham, and Morrison, and that's down 3. And right behind the pad, there's kind of a wooden plank that holds up the pad there. That's why the ball bounced back so hard. So Adam Dunn has been within inches of 3 different home runs lately that have been disallowed.
Yeah, one in Detroit, one in San Francisco, and then that one. When Fox showed the pipe, though, yesterday during the game, behind that wall, I mean, at no time does it hit the padding. So it hit something behind the wall. Did not hit the padding. So whatever kicked it back towards the field, if it had hit the padding, it would have gone over the wall. So that's why I feel it was a home run.
And here's Dunn.
But
good 1 year ago today, hit his 300th homer.
The good thing about it is it doesn't matter. You know, Pudge came up, came up with a huge clutch hit, and the Nats continue to terrorize Francisco Rodriguez and the Mets.
And after our experience in San Francisco a couple of weeks ago, and certainly some of the things we've experienced in Citi Field in New York the last year or two, I wrote a blog about a month ago, I think it was, talking about ballpark design. And I don't think they pay enough attention to what happens to balls that just sneak over the line. There are too many ballparks around baseball where weird things happen. If the ball clears the wall, Rob, there should be nothing it hits, so it comes back on the field of play, resulting in mass confusion.
Couldn't agree with you more. And just by the naked eye, looking at that part of the fence, it's higher than the fence next to it.
Yeah, the pads are not
the
that
pads
even
are
out there.
not even.
Look at that. I mean, what's that behind?
That's part of a link fence that's on top of piping that's behind that wall. So if it had hit that fence and come back, it's a home run. There's some more. Great camera shot, guys.
I mean, what about the posts on the top of those fence where they meet? Those
are
higher than the top of the fence?
I think it hit that pipe and that fence, kicked back, because it hit something and came back like a rocket.
Yeah, and padding doesn't do that.
No, padding doesn't do that.
I mean, that little round cylinder there you see is a home run. But how can the umpires tell from 400 feet away?
They can't. And I don't begrudge the umpires. They can't tell. And if it's not conclusive on the replay, they're going to stay with the call on the field, which I have no problem with. It's just a question, like you said, how about having some regulations for the major league fences around baseball? Some have yellow paint on them. Ours do not.
And Adam Dunn's running the bases. He's hopping up and down. His eyeballs are jarred while he's running. I'm sure he thought he cleared the fence, but who can really tell? 2 balls and a strike to Dunn. Pardon me, after Dunn's out, Willingham. And Josh will take one up and away as he continues to work counts. On base leaders. Non-All-Star, at least for the moment, Joey Votto behind the All-Star starter, Pujols. Willingham hits one hard, fair ball, left field corner. It'll hit the padding. Did you see how softly that came back? And he's got a double here in the second inning. When the ball hits the padding, it stops. Josh Willingham is now hitting over 280. He has a dozen doubles.
By the way, out of the 33 All-Stars already selected, 15 are first-timers. There you see the hammer waiting on his pitch, gets his pitch, and he hammers it down the left field line. So after one out, gets a runner in scoring position.
Time to chip away with some base hits now. Michael Morris is 0 for 6 in the series.
In the American League, the final 5 are Konerko, Swisher, Youkilis, Delman Young, and Michael Young. Twins and Rangers. And for those guys, congratulations to all the All-Stars. It was truly an honor.
Ball by Morris is stung right at Jason Bay. Any altitude at all, and this is a 3-2 game. Alberto Gonzalez coming up. Let's check in with our Luna double. And 2 runs or less are deuced today. The Nationals lead baseball with 48 2-run games or fewer. Get the Luna Double. Your second room of flooring is free at 877-241-LUNA. It'll be up to Alberto Gonzalez now. There's 2 outs. Wouldn't that have been something yesterday if the umpires came out and signaled home run?
And probably, I think that would be the first time a game was won by overturned call.
Then I guess everybody have to wait for Adam Dunn to come home so they can pound on it. Probably 2 to 3 minutes after the ball left the park.
That might be the only reason Pudge didn't want to win the game on a hit. He didn't take a beating.
And Gonzalez reaching for that one. Jason Bay will catch it. 1-out double by Willingham. The Nats hit the ball hard. At least Morse did. It's 3-0 Mets. .com. There's a place with some great moments. The reflecting pool, the monument, the Capitol in the distance. And the mall will be jammed tonight for fireworks. As I drove up the GW Parkway this morning, families were already setting up tents and blankets. It'll be a long, hot day over there getting ready. Quite a day in our nation's capital. And a good one for the Mets so far. 3-0, top of the third. And here's David Wright.
I was able to take the wife and nieces and nephews over to Arlington National Cemetery yesterday. A lot of people over there paying their respects to the people who have lost their lives. Truly is one of the most amazing cities I've ever been to.
That was a hanger, and David Wright didn't miss it. Craig Stammen nowhere near his form of Tuesday night so far, giving up his 4th hit.
Hanging breaking ball right there. The worst thing in the world, though, to give up just a single to David Wright. Sometimes make that pitch and they'll go way over the outfield wall.
But I'm thinking somebody needs to get a big old hacksaw, Rob, go out to center field, and level off the top of that cyclone fence.
I don't think the ownership would love it.
Well, I mean somebody who works for them, not just anybody. Because it's going to happen again.
Oh. Yes.
It could cost you a ball game. Ike Davis walked and scored right before the triple by Bay. Runner going, pitch low, a double bump, and Wilmy Avis couldn't get a handle. And David Wright, who's a pretty good base stealer, has 14 on the year now.
Some pretty good base stealers on their team, and Beltran's not even in there. Pagan, but then Wright's got 14 now.
Yeah.
Jason Bay has 10. Francoeur has 7.
I think Carlos Beltran's days as a base stealer are over. They just want to get him back in the lineup so he can swing the bat and play some center field. That ball is ripped to right by Ike Davis, and it's not coming back. 5-0 Mets. Evidently, they're not in a real good mood after what happened here last evening.
Nope.
Ike Davis into double figures now. That's his 10th of the year.
Well, the Mets came out smoking today, and Ike Davis gets a hold of another mistake, and he just puts it over the wall. That was a line drive home run.
The ball needs to be elevated about 15 feet to get into the seats out there, so there are no cheapies in that part of the ballpark. And here's Jason Bay, who hit that scoreboard with a 2-run triple. Mets 5-5-0, Nationals 0-1-1 on the line score. And it counts even to Jason Bay, who's only hit 6 home runs this year.
One thing I did like about Steven Strasburg yesterday is you come out sometimes after warm-up, you don't have your A game, you got to figure it out. And you got to, try to get through as many innings as you can. And obviously, it was hot through 37 in the first inning. Have to regroup, come back out there, and I thought he did an excellent job after the first inning of just trying to stay in the game and keep the team in the game. And that's really what kept us in. Tyler Clippard giving all his runs up when he came in. So it's every outing is a learning experience. That's only his 17th professional start.
Pretty good when you have a bad day and you give up 2 runs. On a high heater, Stammen strikes out Jason Bay for the first out here in the third. Jeff Francoeur robbed of an RBI hit by Alberto Gonzalez first time up.
Well, and sometimes your defense does save you right there. Gonzo, a terrific play. This is just amazing. Totally laid out for this ball. And then he's able to get to his feet and still make a perfect throw. Francoeur will be cursing his name after the game, going, man, he stole that hit from me.
Well, and the other thing about that play, not only the amazing athletic play to glove it, he was actually making the exchange into his hands while he was getting up. And Francoeur decides to go that way again.
Big mistake. That one hit hard. Another bullet. Gonzo is going to make this play look easy, and it's not.
The ball is hard.
Wham! And he picks it up. Couple of pumps. And there's the throw to the 6'6" target at first base.
But if Gonzalez on that play back in the first pops up before he gets the ball out of his glove, he doesn't make the play. He had the ball in his throwing hand by the time he got up. Up and in to Rod Barajas, who's in a big-time slump. 0 for 5 in this series, and as I mentioned when he struck out in the second, 9 for 57. Hit a lot of home runs, drove in some runs early for the Mets. But obviously those devious scouts who roam the lower decks of ballparks have found the holes in his swing, and they're exploiting that one. Willingham going back, and he's got to watch it hit at the base of the wall. That's the way Barajas was hitting the ball in April, and he might have been out, but Guzman never made contact with the throw, trying to sweep that tag down. So Rod Barajas has a 2-out double.
He exploited that fastball from Stammen right off the wall.
And the Nats bullpen, nobody throwing yet, but they'll be stirring shortly.
But this is exactly what I was saying about Strasburg. When you don't have a certain pitch working, you have to find one that does. And Stammen continues to try to find a way to get his fastball down in the zone and over the plate. And every time he does it, that's close to a hitting part of the zone, it gets ripped. So you go soft, and you go 7 innings with nothing but junk. You're a pitcher. Figure it out. You can't just go out there and lose consciousness when you're in the middle of a ball game. You still got to play. I've been watching this for 2 years, and I don't know what's going on at the minor league level. You have to explain to these guys, listen, your job is to go 7 or 8 or 9 innings, and it has nothing to do with your pitches. Your job is to get 3 outs any way you can. Now, I'm watching the replay from last night on the Texas Rangers, and they're going on and on about a guy with a 3-pitch inning. You know, it's the first time in a decade a Rangers pitcher had a 3-pitch inning. You should be working for that every time you go out to the mound. How can I get off this mound as quick as possible? 3 pitches or less? Or, I mean, 3 pitches, 5 pitches, 7 pitches? Figure it out.
So they walk the number 8 man, who's walked twice now, to get to the pitcher, Takahashi. He sacrificed successfully back in the second inning. Doesn't have a career RBI. Mets signed him as a minor league free agent February the 11th after 10 years in Japan. The Yomiuri Giants, who are they're sort of considered the Yankees of Japan. 202 starts, 21 complete games, 8 shutouts in this time, but averaging right around 8 wins per season. Stammen goes up and away 2-1.
That's 2 straight pitches on fastballs, not even close.
And he's up near 60 pitches.
It's a matter of the difference between throwing and pitching. You know, you can throw all your pitches all you want. You know, when you start pitching, that's when you're going to start winning some ball games. Balls, 11 strikes so far this inning.
A little chopper, 1 pitcher to another. That strike for 2 more in the top of the 3rd. The World War II Memorial, a wonderful place to visit, especially today. Navy Federal Credit Union. We serve where you serve. It's all Mets. 5-0. They've out-hit the Nationals 6-1 so far. And we air today's game on Masson in celebration of Independence Day. United States of America, founded July 4th, 1776, with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And today, America is celebrating its 234th birthday.
2-3-4.
Everybody trying to keep cool today. Hot day at the ballpark, 90 at game time. And the ball sure seems to be carrying off the bats of the Mets. Now, the Nats are 2 hitters away from being through the order for the first time against Hisanori Takahashi. They have just a double by Willingham. And as the numbers indicated earlier that we showed you, once he goes through the lineup the first time, things have gotten ugly for him. So that'll be something to keep an eye on here.
Realize that he's doing it with smoke and mirrors, and he's just going to be throwing off-speed junk, more off-speed junk, and you just got to be patient and get a pitch you can handle. Cannot be over-anxious.
It's Wilnie Avis 0 for 2 with a walk on Thursday, starting his second game of the series. Of course, Will doesn't play every day, not anywhere near that. But over his last month or so, he's 5 out of 47 and hitting $171. Another breaking ball, and Davis will hit it into left for Jason Bay, who's about to catch his 4th fly ball. AT&T trivia for you here in the bottom of the third with Craig Stammen coming up. As Expos have had 2 All-Star Game MVPs. Can you name them?
I'm going to say Vlad Guerrero's one, maybe Larry Walker's another.
Well, they're definitely Expos. The Nationals sent Chad Cordero and Levon to Comerica Park in 05. Alfonso Soriano to PNC Park in 06. Dimitri Young to AT&T Park in 07. Kristen Guzman to Yankee Stadium 2 years ago. And Ryan Zimmerman to Busch Stadium last year. Matt Capps is going to Angel Stadium next week.
Zim still has a chance. Vote early, vote often. Let's go. Bring it on.
There they are. Of course, at 05 at the break, the Nationals were battling for a division championship in first place a good part of that season. Chad was saving games left and right. Levon was leading the way as the starter.
There's a lot of happy young men this year. About 28 first-time All-Stars this year between the two teams.
There's an off-speed pitch, and Craig Stammen, who's a good hitter, takes it. He's 6 for 25 with 3 RBIs this year, and a .226 career batter with 8 runs batted in. Well, even if you have to have your pitcher running the bases when you're down by 5, you need any runners you can get, and the count goes to 3-2. That's a good at bat by Craig Stammen. He takes the 1-out walk. That'll irritate Jerry Manuel. Top of the order coming up. First walk issued by the Mets left-hander. Niger Morgan got behind 0-2 and then pulled a ground ball to Ike Davis at first. His initial time up. Phillies, by the way, have exploded. They lead 4-2 now. Pittsburgh in the third inning. Only other team from the East in action right now. Marlins and the Braves play at 5 o'clock this evening. Ricky Nolasco and Tim Hudson in that game. And Hudson 8-3, coming off a really good outing against the Nationals. Morgan slaps one, base hit. Stammen stopping at second, and Nigel Morgan has his 5th hit of the series. 2 on, 1 out.
Brought up Tim Hudson. It'll be his 3rd trip to the All-Star game. This ball is spanked right here by Nigel Morgan through the hole. Craig Stammen does very well not to get hit by it, or he'd be out.
And the ball hit the first baseman's mitt. If it then would hit Stammen, it would be a live ball.
Yeah, it would.
He did the right thing by pausing. He didn't know Ike Davis was going to deflect it. So here's Guzman, Zimmerman on deck. And the walk to the pitcher, giving the Nats a chance to put their foot in the door here and open it a little bit.
You hit the nail on the head. You said the second time through the batting order is a nightmare for Takahashi.
They walked Guzman on 4 pitches yesterday late in the ballgame, which is almost impossible to do. And now it goes to 2-0. Here's where Christian needs to be smart. This isn't a typical nobody on base, 1 out situation. And now that the count goes to 2-0, he's very aggressive. But he's got to make sure if he swings, it's a really hittable pitch. He'll take the fastball down the middle. No problem with that. I don't think it bothers Guzman when he's batting right-handed, whether it's a 1-strike or a 2-strike count. He's still ahead. That was an off-speed pitch, fading away from him. We'd love to see Zimmerman batting after something good from Guzman here, giving the Nats a chance for a big inning. They need a crooked number to get back into this one. Change up away, had him swinging one-handed. 2 outs.
Well, Takahashi does something we talk about often. Slow it down when you get in a jam, and he does. Threw some slow breaking balls. He had Guzman chasing an off-speed pitch. He fouled it off, and then he puts him away with the really slow changeup.
Zimmerman flied weakly to left first time up. Another look at the 4 players Ryan is up against in the final vote. A closer, a first baseman, 2 of them in fact, and another closer. So Bell and Wagner the closers, Gonzalez and Votto the first baseman. 3 weeks ago, Ryan Zimmerman was hitting .315, 4th in the National League. After being retired today, he's batting .279. And the last 2.5 weeks of June have been a big-time swoon for the Nats' number 3 hitter. Big Adam Dunn on deck. This at-bat right here could determine how the rest of the game's going to go. Takahashi ahead 0-2, just flipping that changeup away. He stands 5'10", listed at 172. Turned 35 years of age April 2nd.
Go from R.A. Dickey to this guy flipping it up there.
And he tries to buzz Zimmerman with a fastball and just missed inside.
That's a pretty good pitch right there by Takahashi. Kinetic here on the pitch track. This ball's on the inner half, knee high. Whew.
Kinetic provides world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. Kinetic, North America. That one's going to get Zimmerman. He thought it was the same pitch, and Bill Welke punches him out. The Nats have stranded 3 and trail by 5.
Down and away, but not down enough. Not away enough as Bay went out and got it. And that pitch just right over the center of the plate. Mike Davis hit it inside.
Stammen's 60 pitches, only 34 strikes through 3. 5 runs on 6 hits. 3 walks, 2 of them very costly, resulting in 2 runs.
That's what he did well in Atlanta. Got through the order unscathed. And then he pitched deep into the bullpen. Pitched deep into the ball game. It's a question of coming out and finding exactly what you need to know out of your warm-ups, and maybe that's his biggest issue is finding a pitch and sticking with it in the first couple of minutes. It's not easy when you're always putting your team down a run or 2 in the first inning.
Top of the order, Angel Pagan, adding for the 3rd time already. And here's Craig behind 2-0. Ball is hammered. Heading for the wall. Halfway up the sign. Nothing cheap about these Mets hits today.
Yeah, you're not going inside because you're getting behind in the count. You can't afford to buzz somebody. Got to pitch inside too, and it's all about getting ahead to get inside. Doesn't get inside. Throws a fastball right here on the outer half, and man, I think it might even have been a cutter.
I think the ringing of that bat got the ringing going in the bullpen, because that was another loud hit. And the Mets have 7 base hits now. So Stammen has faced 19 hitters. There have been 7 hits and 3 walks. Next up, Alex Cora, 1 for 2 with a single up the middle. It started that rally in the first inning. Hardest job in the bullpen is pitching when the team's way behind it. And Miguel Batista's had to do that several times this year.
Talked to him before the game. He warmed up 4 times yesterday. He said he was pitching a parallel game. Like you said, sometimes when you're the long man, you might throw 5, 6 times during a ball game. You got to pace yourself. Tries to come inside.
We mentioned Alex Cora hitting only .230 coming into this game, but with men on base, he's a different hitter. Adam Dunn catches it. Fires to Gonzalez, who was not at the bag, and he had the runner ducking on that one.
Oh, he had Angel Pagan covering up at second base. Oh, don't hurt me.
Adam just showing off that arm.
Line shot right at Adam Dunn. 2-0 in the count again. Alex Cora all over it. Adam Dunn.
Alberto Gonzalez never made a move for the bag. He wasn't playing.
Well, he went towards the bag.
Base.
He just wasn't at the bag. Yeah. He started moving in that position. And Steve McCatty's asking him what he's trying to do out there because they're not being fooled by it.
Well, Frank Cora's hit, or his out to Gonzalez back in the first, scorched. His ground ball to Gonzalez in the third hit hard. So a runner at second and 1 out. We'd like to join our friends at DynCorp International in saluting our troops and thanking them for all the wonderful things they do here and abroad. They're at the ballpark every day, waving their caps and getting a nice ovation from our fans. Well deserved. Nationals are also starting a new program through the USO that they're hoping will become big around baseball. Debbie will tell us more about Me and a Friend later. That's a real neat thing the Nats are doing, and other ball clubs hopefully follow suit for our military personnel and their families. Here's David Wright, 1 for 2. Base hit, stolen base, run scored.
I told you what Takahashi's numbers are when he falls behind. 320. And all Craig Stammen has done today is fall behind. 1-0, 2-0. You just make good hitters or even really good all-star hitters that much better. Take the pressure off of them.
Angel Pagan, by the way, 2 out of 3 today in his career against Craig Stammen.
He was coming in by 700.
Well, he was 5 out of 8, so now he's 7 for 11. David Wright, 4 for 11 career against Stammen. The 1 for 2 today. Into right center. Mark Moore saw that big swing. He got a late break, but I don't think he would have been able to reach it anyway. And David Wright has a 2 for 3 day, dumping one into right field. That's what happens when you're not having a good day. Guys are hitting the ball hard. Your outfielders have to play deep, and now balls fall in front of them. But Craig Stammen is going to get 10 outs today and be knocked out of this game, having given up 8 hits. 3 walks, 2 of them costly, and the Nats have to employ their bullpen early today. And Hayward is hurt right now.
Yep.
Andre Ethier was on the DL after a tremendous start. And some fixtures on that team now. Jeter, Morneau, Mauer, Ichiro, those guys are there just about every year. And, of course, Vlad Guerrero,
right
the
there.
DH.
Guerrero, fabulous first half. Great pickup by the Rangers.
I think he's changed the face of that Texas ball club.
Oh, yeah.
They've always
Mike
had
Maddox
offense.
has changed that pitching staff. They still need an ace. But Hunter's 5-0. Colby Lewis came back from Japan, a different pitcher. They've just turned their fortunes around. The bullpen is excellent with Neftali Feliz and Frank Francisco. And C.J. Wilson now is in the rotation. He came out of the bullpen.
Ike Davis, a walk, a homer, 2 batted in, 2 runs scored. So Miguel Batista makes his 31st appearance. He's pitched 41 innings. Sure seems like he's had to pitch more than that. 22 strikeouts, but 24 walks. When he throws strikes, he's very effective. The league's only hitting .219 against him. There have been several occasions he's had to suck it up and pitch 3 to 5 innings out of the bullpen on days like this. 0-2 with 1 out. Target away. Nieva set up early out there and sits out there for the fastball. So Ike Davis now 10 homers, 38 RBIs. And by the time the season's over, if not already, a serious contender for National League Rookie of the Year. Or they had David Wright going, and then when Batista turned around, he never threw it. He might have had David Wright picked off on the move that never works. Adam Dunn was probably talking to him.
The mayor of Washington.
And Batista with a step off.
Miguel Batista last 5 games, couple of walks, 5 punch outs, 150 batting average against, 6 innings pitched. Yeah, Wright has 14 stolen bases, but he's been caught stealing 7 times.
Mets have a pretty good percentage. They've stolen 78 bases in 95 attempts. Wright's running, great jump. Will doesn't throw. Second and third, 1 out. So 2 for David Wright.
Kind of a high leg kick by Miguel. Will can't make a clean transfer, but it's better that he didn't throw the ball with a guy in third anyway. Don't try to make a.
Now the Nationals down by 5 and have to play the infield in.
Play when you don't have one. Still plenty of ball game left, Bob. If Miguel can get out of this team come back within 24 hours.
You really can't get it, let it get beyond 5.
No. I think we're not going to be shut out by top 5.
And Batista gets Ike Davis to leave his zone and strike out.
He's got that great sinker. That's his out pitch, even though it's up in the zone. Ike Davis wants to look at the replay too. So why don't we look at it? 3-2 pitch. Let it go. It sinks away. There you see the grip, 2 seams. And
that's a good run on it.
Yep.
Here's Jason Bay.
It's all about the movement, Bob. Good movement. Rather throw at a lower speed with better movement than throw 95 straight down the middle. Billy Koch, throw 100. Not a lot of movement though.
His day in the sun didn't last too long, did it?
Did not.
1 ball and 1 strike to Bay, who struck the game's big early blow with that triple off the right field scoreboard back in the first. And he strikes another blow here. 6-0 Mets. Will it be 7? It will. And all those runs charged to Craig Stammen. And Jason Bay has a 4 RBI day.
He's a straight dead fastball hitting guy, and that pitch is up in his face. He may not have a lot of home runs this year, but he's back on fire swinging the wood. And he's a different hitter than the first time we saw him. Second time too.
Here's Jeff Francoeur, 0 for 2 with a couple of hard ground balls. One actually a wicked 1-hop line drive to Alberto Gonzalez. So Stammen goes 3 1/3, gives up 7 runs, 8 hits. 3 walks, 1 intentional, 3 strikeouts. He made an error, gave up a homer. 69 pitches, 38 strikes. And a strike to Francoeur, 2 for 13 in the series. Right field line, long run for Morse. That's a fair ball. And it's 8-0. And now Batista charged with his own run.
Well, it's off the end of the bat. You see it just died on the right field line. He scores easily. switch spots, and there's another Met runner in scoring position.
10 hits, and Nationals pitchers have registered 11 outs. Now they'll walk Barajas and take on Tejada, who's walked twice. Well, this pretty much takes the pop out of your firecracker, doesn't it? 8 runs on 10 hits for the Mets. And it's only the 4th inning. Let's have a look at our trivia. 2 All-Star Game MVPs from this franchise.
Gary Carter, Tim Raines.
Carter did it twice.
Wow, the kid. The Rock. The Rock now Elijah Dukes' manager of the Newark Bears.
Outside to Ruben Tejada, walked unintentionally in the 2nd, and then intentionally in the 3rd. That chopper just outside the 3rd baseman. For some reason, Tejada swung at that. Will Nieves had to reach way into the left-handed batter's box to grab it.
That might be the farthest away from hitting a ball I've seen this year. He's 20 years old, though. He'll be a little bit undisciplined up there.
Fastball up and in. Has something common with the Nats' Tim Foley, youngest Met to make an opening day roster at the age of 20 since Tim Foley. Tim was pretty proud of that the other day after he heard us talk about it on TV. And almost said to Tim, yeah, it's been a while. Look out. That's coming up and in. And Tejada kicking his bat. He was hit in the 1st inning by Luis Adelano on Friday night, right in the middle of the bat. And he's wondering, as a number 8 hitter, what do these guys have against me?
Well, you're up 8-0. And you're swinging wildly at pitches way away from you. Occasionally, that might happen.
They'll bring up the pitcher, Takahashi, who will bat for the 3rd time here in the 4th inning. Hitters sometimes get irritated when they get hit, and then the pitcher paints the black and makes perfect pitches on the next guy. So the bases are full of Mets. Francoeur, who doubled. Barajas walked intentionally. And Tejada hit. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. It's all New York, 8-0. Miguel Batista has retired 1 batter of the 5 he's faced. Wow. Looked like the ump. Yeah, looked like the ump kind of leaned over. Fell. Maybe to avoid falling to brace himself against Willie Davis. And I think some of the fans think he was using his right arm for a strike call.
A pretty good pitch.
Right there. I don't know why he reached over Will's shoulder. Takahashi fouling with all the runners moving. That was a little strange as Bill Welke reached toward the catcher. And the Nats dugout and some of the fans got excited when they saw the right arm move.
Bob, he was falling over, but that pitch, even though it didn't hit where Will was set up, it was right over the plate.
Mercifully, 3 more for the Mets. Middle of the 4th, they lead by 8. By the way, rumors are that Teddy Roosevelt could be in trouble at the trading deadline, but got to win a race before another ball club will get interested in you. July 4th of last year, it was a Saturday afternoon against the Atlanta Braves right here. It was the top of the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th. Adam Dunn leading off, and boom, against Tommy Hanson. That was the first one of the game, by the way, before the Nats would score 4 in the 8th and beat the Braves 5-3 for Washington's 40th win of the year.
Tommy Hanson was in the midst of a scoreless streak when he ran into the Nationals juggernaut.
Pardon me, Washington's 23rd win of the year. The Braves had 39 wins going into that thing. And Adam Dunn's homer got the Nats started on their way to ending a 4-game losing streak. So 1 year ago on this date, going into the game, the Nats were 22-55. And today they're 36-46. Zimmerman would drive in 2 runs in the 8th. Dunn another one. Willingham another. To make a winner out of John Lannon, who was 6-5. How about that? Last year, the Nats won 23 games by the 4th of July, and John Lannon had more than 25% of their wins. Dunn, Willingham, and Morris here in the 4th. And Adams gone on a big breaking ball. Well, Takahashi struck out 3 batters in a row. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Miller Lite Party Night in Nationals Park. Get a Scoreboard Pavilion seat and a drink voucher for $20, $22 for Prime Games. Come early, pregame happy hour at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar, featuring $5 beers. Here's Willingham, doubled first time up. He's staying in there with that fastball under right-handers' hands, Rob, and he's getting some strike calls with it.
But the bottom line is, at 85 miles an hour, it's almost 20 mile an hour harder than that slow curve he's throwing at 66. So that's the differential. It doesn't matter if it's 95 to 75. This kid's really changing speeds a lot. He never gives you the same pitch twice. A lot of smoke and mirrors, but it's working. Double clutch there in the delivery.
And Josh not feeling too good after that foul ball. Keeps striking out right-handed hitters who reach for that changeup. 4 strikeouts in a row.
Great changeup today and great curveball for Takahashi. From above, he's over on the first base side. He'll start at the middle of the plate. It dies in the lefty's batter's box. And there you see Josh Willingham.
That barrel gone just before the pitch got there.
Even if he had hit that, he probably would have hit it on the ground. You can't try to pull that outside changeup. He's got to try to smack it into right field.
Michael Morris killed the ball first time up with Willingham at second, but he hit it to left right at Jason Bay. One of the hardest balls Mike's hit all year. Probably hit it as well as his 3 home runs. Pulling the string beautifully again.
Well, once again, 75 to 72 mile an hour changeup.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
It's just Exmo, as Ryan Zimmerman said, can make you look good or can make you look real bad.
Right now, Takahashi's making the Nats look real bad. On to the 5th inning. It's 8-0 New York. Panasonic Solutions Company, enhancing government through innovative technology. Navy Federal Credit Union. We serve where you serve. Man, those guys are having fun. Hanging in there, the Nats fans, on a tough day. Potomac Nationals cap there. It's 8-0 Mets, top of the order, top of the fifth.
It's a sizzler, Bob.
It is. And as mentioned earlier, unfortunately, the ball carrying very well off New York bats today. Pagan's 2 for 3. Came into this game 1 for 10 in the series. Miguel Batista, 2 strikeouts, but giving up 2 hits, a walk, a hit batter. To give the Mets, after Craig Stammen was knocked out, a 3-run 4th inning. That's on the corner. On the corner. Guys, it's 8-0. It's 90 degrees. If it's close, swing. And Batista strikes out his 3rd batter. Day off tomorrow. Padres are in for 3. Masson, 2 HD, Tuesday and Wednesday. Levon goes against Clayton Richard Tuesday night. J.D. Martin, John Garland Wednesday. Luis Adelano and Matt Latos on Thursday. So evidently, Steven Strasburg will have an extra day off before pitching on Friday, at least as it shapes up now. According to the pairings we've been given, that would be an extra day for Strasburg, pitching yesterday and then not again till Friday.
He threw a lot of pitches in 5 innings yesterday. Other clubs rest their young guys. Yankees rested Phil Hughes. Phil did not pitch well after 10 days off.
Here's Cora, followed by Wright.
But I don't think the extra day will hurt Mr. Strasburg.
I don't think so.
And I think, like you said, the best thing for him is that maybe the All-Star break, he can just kind of get away from everything and maybe come back in the second half and put away the press conferences and the other stuff and let this guy just fit in as one of the 25 guys on his roster.
2-hopper to Guzman. Steven Strasburg yesterday, 4 hits, 2 runs in 5 innings. Early control problems, Rob. You talked about having a hard time locating his fastball.
You're not always going to carry your A game out there to the mound. And in the first inning, could not throw strikes with the fastball. I thought he had an excellent curve and changeup. You can go to plan B or plan C. I mean, 37 pitches is an awful lot of work in 1 inning. And, I think he had 20 balls and 17 strikes. You got to find out what works for you. You're not always going to have the lightning fastball, but this kid's got 4 pitches he can throw for strikes. It's not going to kill you to go to 3 pitches or 2 pitches.
Front door breaking ball just misses. And the count 1-1 to David Wright, who singled twice, stolen second twice, scored twice. In this series, he's 7 for 17. And his batting average on the climb at .317.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, he was opening up, and some of those fastballs were left up and in on right-handed hitters. And he threw behind the head of Jeff Francoeur. This is the second time I've seen that in his 6 starts. The other one was to Bannister of the Royals, and he squared around the bunt. It's just a question of staying closed a little longer and following through with that pitch, Throw it through the catcher.
Facing a whole new level of hitters every time out, too. David Wright locked up. That's a strike. And the count's 2-2.
Well, and I think, you just let these guys help him. Let McCaddy and the catchers and do the pitchers' meetings like the other pitchers. I don't know why he's got his own set of rules, but somebody seems to think that that's going to help him. I don't, personally. My own opinion. But
a good breaking ball away, and Batista gets a 1-2-3 inning. The first by a Nationals pitcher today. Debbie, thank you. It's a great program between the USO and the Nationals. Military families can visit usometro.org/tickets to check on ticket availability for their families. Bottom of the fifth inning, Alberto Gonzalez for the Nats.
Never too late, start chipping away. Joel Peralta, get loose, going to get some work in today. Everybody in the bullpen might get an inning.
Day off tomorrow, so everybody will be okay for Tuesday. And that San Diego ball club's an interesting one. They're hosting Houston later today. Padres are 15 games over 500 now. And they have opened up a 3.5 game lead over the Dodgers, 5 over the Rockies, 6.5 over the Giants. Many thought they would have faded by now and LA or Colorado would have overtaken them. But their pitching, defense, and at times hitting have served them well.
Well, and they're great defense. That defensive play helps you so much when you don't have the offense to stay in 6-7 run ball games with other teams.
Gonzalez hits the ball well to right center. It's chased down by Angel Pagan. San Diego's first in the league in 3.06 ERA. They're second in defense. And by the way, when you come to the ballpark on a Sunday, and that includes next Sunday when the Giants are here, it'll be the Sunday Family Fun Pack ticket available for $14 a person, a seat, hot dog, chips, and soda. Visit nationals.com/kids to purchase your Family Fun Pack tickets. So San Diego is a great example of how you can be 14th in the league in hitting, pitch and catch the ball, and be fighting for a playoff spot.
Well, and last year the Phillies were 14th in pitching, but they were first in defense and first in offense. So, if you can do a few things well, you got a chance.
Andy Davis leans back from that one. He flied to left first time up.
I mean, they built a team perfect for their ballpark. A very good pitching team. It's a very good pitcher's ballpark, so you know at least 81 times a year. You should be in a few games. Got an excellent bullpen, by the way. They could have had at least 2 or 3 guys out of that bullpen. Dragerson, Heath Bell, who's on the final 5. Adams has had a great first half.
That changeup.
Latos, Clayton Richards.
We'll see him Tuesday. Latos Thursday.
John Garland's had a great first half for them.
Which is Wednesday. I'm sure the San Diego people were counting on Strasburg on their TV show Thursday. But evidently that's not going to happen. Strasburg did not pitch in the series at San Diego. Wasn't quite with the ball club yet at that point. Well, Nieves breaks his bat, rolls one to Tejada. Makes a good play on the run to throw him out. Nats haven't had a hit since Niger Morgan's single off the glove of Ike Davis 2 innings ago.
Boy, we are making this guy look like Sai Takahashi. The Asian version of Jamie Moyer.
If he wins today, he'll be 7-3.
And, you know, having an 8-run cushion helps.
Only thing is, he's a decade younger than Jamie.
Decade and 2 years.
I know. How about that?
Jamie's 47.
Do they have a seniors tour for pitchers?
Well, if they do, Jamie Moyer's on it. And Tim Wakefield is close behind.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Wakefield, didn't he just set the all-time record for home starts in a Red Sox uniform?
Probably.
He's amazing. He just keeps going.
Red Sox, by the way, and there's Batista striking out, are only a half game behind the Yankees in the American League East. Top of the 6th inning, nothing to talk about except the Mets.
plates a couple there. Winds up with a triple. And then the next time he gets a pitch on the inner half. He pulls it to left field. And he gets another couple of RBIs. So Jason Bay having a big day, paying dividends. And Ike Davis showing why he's one of the top rookies in the National League.
Jason Hayward hurt. The Nats didn't see him in the series in Atlanta. Gabby Sanchez showing some power lately. Ike Davis, St. Louis, David Freese is hurt. Ian Desmond is on that list. By the way, it's brought to you by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. 112 table games, over 5,000 slots await at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Bouncer up the middle by Davis. Guzman grabs it. And Batista now has retired 5 in a row. Jason Bay and Jeff Rancourt, the next two hitters. Mets box score. How busy do you want it to be? Look at that. Only the pitcher has not been on base. Bay, 4 RBIs, first inning triple, fourth inning single. 2-run homer by Ike Davis, the big blows in this game. So Jason Bay's 2 for 3. RBI total is shot up over 40 to 41. Phillies now lead at Pittsburgh 5-3 in the 7th inning. Philadelphia, 3rd place, 5 games back of the Braves, who play the Marlins in about 2 hours. Talking about that American League East race, though, it's interesting. Now, the Yankees just came back with 2 runs to tie Toronto. But Boston, despite all their injuries, has been in relentless pursuit of the Yankees and go into this holiday 1/2 game behind. Baltimore behind the 2s, leading 2-0 at Fenway Park.
Madison.
Pardon me. 7th inning, 2-0 Baltimore. And Tampa Bay's only 2 games back, and they're leading 2-1 at Minnesota. Minnesota's been caught in the Central by the Tigers. A breaking ball outside. 2-2.
I don't know how the Red Sox are doing it. They have so many guys on the disabled list, almost an entire starting lineup. Disabled list right now.
High breaking ball, strikeout. Everybody fanning right now. That's 5 for Batista. Takahashi has struck out 7 Nats. You know, it's interesting, Rob, the Red Sox are 13 over 500 at home, and they have a winning road record, too.
Big breaking ball, as Bob said, it backs up. Sometimes that's your best friend when you're looking for a guy who's got a sinker-slider combo. That thing comes back up and in. Perfect placement.
Only 2 teams in the National League have winning road records. Cincinnati and San Diego. In the American League East, 4 teams in one division have winning records on the road. Well, Toronto did, and now they've just dipped under there. But the Yankees, Red Sox, and Rays all have winning records on the road. And the White Sox and the Angels are the others. I wrote a massive blog about how tough it is to win away from home. The Nats have certainly found that out. And I wonder why that is. Why is it so tough to beat the teams who are hosting you? And go to the website. I'd be interested in your thoughts as fans as to why it's so tough. I think it's got something to do with those last 3 outs in the 9th inning. A lot of walk-off heroics around baseball this year. Nats found out in Houston how tough it is to get those final 3 outs. And a few other stops along the road as well. Rod Barajas on deck, 2 outs here in the 6th. Jeff Rancourt 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And Batista taking one for the team here. Almost third full inning of work. And the fact that he just batted in the 5th indicates he may be around for another inning after this. He strikes out another. 6 Ks in less than 3 innings. And he's retired 7 in a row for the Nats in the 6th. Top of the order, Morgan, Guzman, Zimmerman. Time for some. Morning day, especially after what happened here last night. But momentum in baseball is a funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it changes quickly, but it's tough. You know, Craig Stammen's got to figure out a happy medium, how to get through the batting order. That first time seems to be his Achilles heel right now. You know, almost 400 against him, the batting average in the first couple of innings. You know, down at Atlanta, went through the batting order, 36 pitches through 3 innings, and able to win that ball game. So it's just a question of finding out what's working for you, what's not working for you. And then this Takahashi guy, I mean, he is just changing speeds, great curveball, great changeup. He's on top of his game, and like you said, he's going to go to a very impressive 7-3 unless we come back and do something here in the next few innings.
Nyjer Morgan for the Nats, bottom of the 6th. Morgan is 1 for 2. He's pulled the ball twice. Once off the glove of Ike Davis. And when the Nats had 2 on, 1 out back in the 3rd, down by 3-0, they were still very much in the game. But Guzman and Zimmerman both struck out.
We've never really been able to mount an offensive on this guy. He's just been shutting us down by getting ahead in the count and then getting to his off speed. His off speed. He's like Levon from the left side. He is throwing so slow when he gets ahead, mid-60s to 75. That's what's made Colby Lewis down in Texas so effective. He went to Japan, learned that when you get guys on base, you slow things down as far as velocity, and you make things very difficult on hitters that are over anxious, jump out on balls and try to hit them. And you know, the more you slow it down, and Ray Miller taught that, and we've talked about it many, many times. You want to put hitters on the defensive, you got to work ahead. Just watch a videotape or a DVD or whatever you want of a Cliff Lee start. That guy's going for his 4th complete game today in a row. He just comes right at you with fastballs.
Niger Morgan walks. Second pass of the day by Takahashi. And Niger's on base for the second time today.
I got to tell you, 2 guys that I've interviewed many times, Halliday and Cliff Lee, have both said the same things. Going back to the minor leagues taught them one thing, and that's one thing that's carried them through to this day. Be aggressive. Throw strike 1, strike 2. We've talked to Chris Carpenter. Be aggressive. Throw strike 1, strike 2. And you put hitters in such a hole, very tough for them to dig out of it. Pitching is gaining the upper hand. Any way you can gain the upper hand. I don't care if you flip up, curveballs, sliders, change up, work ahead. You don't always have to try to throw 95 by a guy.
Tailing to the corner on Guzman, who's 0 for 2. He hasn't had too many 0-fers batting from the right side this year. We've been at 352 from this side of the plate. Hitting 341 this year at Nationals Park. With swings like that. 2 on, nobody out. And the Nationals have their 3rd hit of the day. Now the big guys are coming up with 2 runners on and nobody out. We saw Zimmerman get a base hit to right field on Friday night. He had one to right center on Thursday evening. Ryan just hasn't been able to get that multi-hit game we've been waiting for. He has slid to left and struck out looking today.
Even Josh Hamilton down in Texas stopped with that toe tapping. You know, and Ryan's the type of guy, he's got that leg kick in the front.
A lot going on.
Josh Hamilton going to the All-Star game this year.
Change up, 2-0.
I played with Eric Davis. I saw him go through patches like this where he could strike out 12 straight times. Held his hands down low. That makes Rick Eckstein's job even harder when a guy's a timing hitter.
Zimmerman's career batting average, 284 coming into this year. He's dipped under 280 today, going 0 for 2. That ball is hit hard to right field. It's got some carry. It's out of here. And Ryan Zimmerman gets the Nats on the board with his 14th of the year. Now that's the Ryan Zimmerman we know.
Kinetic here on the pitch sequences. Curveball in the dirt. Another little fastball. He tries to get over 2-0, and I told you when he falls behind 1-0 in the count, guys are ripping the cover off the ball. Righties hitting 280 off of him this year. And Zim does a nice job going the other way.
Still nobody out here in the 6th, Rob.
Nationals so need his bat, Bob, in the lineup. I don't care how Adam hits or how Willingham hits. Ryan Zimmerman is so deadly with a piece of wood in his hand that 3 weeks without doing a whole lot, just it kills the middle of the lineup. To stand up there and not move his body and hit the ball hard somewhere.
Now Dunn's behind 0-2. He has struck out twice today. Adam Dunn, 98 strikeouts on the year. Elmer descends.
We need to get him in the game. One-two pitch right here. pretty good.
2 hitters in the league have struck out 100 times. Mark Reynolds starting today, 110. His teammate Justin Upton at 101. Adam Dunn started the day at 96, and he's at 98.
Those guys got A.J. Hinch fired in Arizona. Their on-base percentage the last few years has been horrible in Arizona.
Adam Dunn rips one into right field. He got those big Texas arms extended and really ripped that one. So still nobody out, and Josh Willingham could make this game interesting in a hurry.
That might be it. Gary Manuel going to the pen to get Elmer DeSenz in it.
Third time through the order. Not exactly fatal when you have an 8-run lead, but not very good by Takahashi. Hasn't retired a batter here in the 6th. So the Nats will shift gears and get ready for a right-hander in Elmer DeSenz.
.62 batting average against in the last week, 333. The more they stick him out there, the more people are starting to figure him out.
Well, yesterday, Friday, the Nats got in for a couple of runs. So that ended a scoreless streak he had. Here's Willingham. Josh 1 for 2 with a double. We like it when guys take the first pitch from a reliever. Whether it's a ball or a strike, and that one was a little high. So he saw the Nats 2 days ago. He had a 14-inning scoreless streak. Inside corner. Nobody out. It's time to start another rally here.
Three runs an inning here. We take the lead by the bottom of the 8th. One pitch right here. It's pretty good. As you said before, Bob, it's an 8-3 game. It's 90+ degrees out there. The umpire is going to have a little bit looser zone.
Well, it's been a long game.
Yeah, you better be ready to swing.
taken over 2 hours to play these 6 innings. Then Willingham will hack one foul. Pirates just laid a 4-run headache on the Phillies in the bottom of the 7th at Pittsburgh and now lead 6-5. Michael Morse on deck. Josh got severely jammed there, was able to fight it off. Homer DeSantis debuted with the Pirates in '96. He's made stops in Cincinnati, Arizona, the Dodgers, Kansas City. Souvenir time, nice going, buddy. This pitch for Milwaukee, Colorado, Atlanta, and second year with the Mets.
He's thinking, Dayton, you would pay off someday.
Oh, nothing's more heroic than catching a foul ball.
Oh, you're so brave. You did that barehanded.
I did see he made a one-handed grab and preserved his drink in the process. Josh takes a big-time cut, fouls it straight back. Willingham's had a good series, 5 of 11 against the Mets, a homer, 2 RBIs, and he's walked 4 times. So his on-base percentage of .413 has gone up a couple more clicks today. He rips it. Just foul.
Stop the line.
Ball had some hook to it. Oregon walked to start off the inning. Guzman singled. Zimmerman homered. Adam Dunn after falling behind 0-2 single. That knocked out Takahashi. And descends, works 2-2 to Willingham. Pretty good battle going on here. Josh will bounce one slowly to short, and he is safe at first. The hammer doesn't get many infield hits. They play him deep, and that helped. 2 on, nobody out.
And Michael. Swinging, bunt type hit right here. Starts to die fast. Tejada comes in, everything he can do to try to get that, but the always hustling Nationals make it difficult on you. You better get rid of the ball in a hurry on this kind of play. Right out of the gate, you see Josh hustling down the line, and he beats it easily.
So Willingham's 2 for 3. Battles his way to a 9-pitch AB and gets a hit.
I was going to say, I can't remember the last time I didn't see a guy run the ball out, full out on this ball club.
That's Ryota Igarashi. And that hits Michael Morse, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And he had nowhere to go on that pitch.
You see the Exmo. Looks like it hit him right in the chest, or right near the ribs.
Yeah. Right side of that rib cage.
You can't hurt Steele.
Now Jim Riggleman will play a percentage and go to his bench. And with Adam Kennedy and Worthing to the mound.
Well, Elmer, a sticky situation you've gotten yourself into.
Elmer, sticky. I get it, Rob. It took me a while.
You know.
Way to keep us sharp.
Thank you.
And a lazy, hazy Sunday afternoon. Howard Clifford had a nightmare yesterday, but he's warming up here. Adam Kennedy.
Came up with a huge hit late in the ball game yesterday.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Oh, a little early.
Just a little bit out in front of that change. Yep.
One for 4 yesterday, but as Rob mentioned, the timing of the hit, splendid. Helped the Nats start that comeback. It's all about when you get your hits and how many guys are on base. Kind of like that. Oh, my goodness.
Never goes to left field.
It looked like that ball was fair all the way, and it just tailed.
He goes the opposite way on descends and just misses. That being a lot of trouble for the Mets.
Now, Adam, when he's going well, will hit the ball to left center, but he seldom goes down the line like that. Now he's got to be in protect mode. You want at least one run out of this at bat, and another run at least out of the next at bat.
Here's the thing.
You get that, you're back in the game.
He's got home run potential. Sun speeds it up inside. Jams him.
Strikes out and a pitch up.
High changeup. Might have changed up on a fastball right there, but it's something up in the zone, slow.
The Nats came within 2 feet of plating a couple of runs. Willie Avis. Tough situation here, righty-righty matchup. He has to make sure he doesn't try to pull one of the breaking balls away that he's going to see. Pitcher spot next, and Willie Harris has come on deck.
He's choking up on the bat. Going to be hard out here.
That's a good take on a ball severely pouring in on it. Will 0 for 2. Fly ball to left, ground ball to short. Fastball in there.
The two-seamer he brings back over the plate.
Roger Bernardina still suffering a sore back. Not available to start today. Whether he's available to hit, well, let's hope the Nats find out. That means they'll be back in the game. Bases loaded, 1 out, and a count of 1-2. Descends, has struck out Kennedy.
Good pitch. pitch is going to miss the corner. I don't think by much. Very nice.
I think the Mets had a strikeout there.
I think they did. And a great two-seam fastball by Descends.
Ball.
Back inside, which rams Nieves.
2-2 to Will. Fighting to try to get a run or two home here. He'll take it outside, 3-2. Well, if you're up by 5 runs, do you have to throw a fastball here?
No, absolutely not. As a reliever, you make your money on 3-2 bases loaded sliders, changeup.
Well, he's not the skipper, but he looks like the manager right now. Pudge is up on the step with the manager. He's into every pitch when he's not playing. Well, Nieves late for that one, but he stays alive. The longer he stays alive, enhancing his chances of getting a base on balls.
He did get a fastball 3-2 right there.
And Nieves hits a potential double play ball. Anything but that. And the Mets are out of the inning. Nationals score 3. They strand 2. It's an 8-3 game. Barajas, Ruben Tejada, and then the pitcher spot for the Mets. ball and 1 strike to Barajas. 1 for 2 with a double, and intentionally walked today.
Bob, Joey Chestnut ate 54 hot dogs in 10 minutes today to win his 4th title
Wait a minute,
in a row.
A guy from our country?
Yeah, it's the 4th win in a row for Mr. Chestnut at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. He ate 68 last year, so he's on a diet this year. 54. What happened to Kobayashi? That guy a few years ago was like the all-star of hot dog eating. Fixing to go eat a few hot dogs.
I only had 2 yesterday.
Couple hours.
Miguel Batista gives up his first base runner since the 5th inning. And Barajas a base hit. He's 2 for 3. Here's Ruben Tejada.
I know my wife. I'll be eating tofu hot dogs in about 3 hours. I have no idea.
Rob, tell her that's un-American. Come on.
I always thought that was un-American to eat turkey burgers, and I eat those all the time, too.
Ball severely spinning and going. Happy Independence Day from Nationals Park. 8-3 Mets. All those runs in the first 4 innings. The Nats thought they had a huge inning going in the 6th. 8-3 run inning is a big one, but there's still 5 back. So now here in the 7th, it's Tejada trying to bunt a runner ahead. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chris Carter about to pinch hit for Elmer Descends, who came in and did a fine job striking out Kennedy and then getting Nieves on the 6-4-3 double play grounder. Chris Carter suddenly back into the dugout.
We had some controversy. Kobayashi was in the crowd, Bob. He went up on stage to congratulate Joey Chestnut, and police took him into custody. He went away kicking and screaming, grabbing the police barriers. You'll never take me alive. Oh. So even in hot dog eating world, there's
what is it about award ceremonies this year? People taking the stage, making scenes of themselves. It's a hot dog.
A hot dog eating contest. Come on, people. 4th of July.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Now Batista goes 3-2. Now, truly the Nats are not going to put Ruben Tejada on base for the 4th time without hitting the ball. He's walked twice. He was hit by a pitch for the 2nd time in this series. And he swings at what would have been ball 4. And Batista has now struck out 7 Mets. And Chris Carter is coming to the plate. Our copyrighted telecast today, presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. And it looks like Jim Riggleman's coming in to make a double switch. Mike Morse will leave right field. Willie Harris is headed that way. So some wheels are turning. The Nats obviously feel they're still very much in this game. Chris Carter, who will now be replaced by Fernando Tatis. "27 hits, 27 innings for Sean. And so Jerry Manuel will use 2 men here, sacrificing Carter to get the matchup he wants. By the way, Miguel Batista pitched 4 complete innings today.
And warmed up 4 times yesterday.
Pardon me, 3 complete innings to get this one out into the 7th.
That is good work for him.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when a guy comes in, Rob, we've seen this on several occasions. It'll be tough for him to get outs those first couple of hitters. But then the key is, if he can keep it reasonable and then have a couple of scoreless innings after that, that's where Batista has really succeeded this year.
Well, that last inning really hurt bases loaded, no outs. After you've gotten a 3-run home run. Batista, 7 Ks. That's the most since April 20, 2008.
Great swing by Fernando Tatis. Willie Harris will cut it off, but a runner goes to third. And the Mets have runners at the corners with 1 out.
Batista had 8 strikeouts against the Angels, so 7 punch-outs out of the bullpen. It's Tyler Clippert-esque.
Fernando Tatis with his 7th pinch hit this year. He's now 7 for 22. I don't remember too many times that I've seen Fernando in his career just take a ball like that with authority to right center. He's usually a dead pull guy. So here's Angel Pagan, 2 for 4. Infield in at the corners. Possible double play depth up the middle. Pirates have added a couple of more runs now in the bottom of the 8th at Pittsburgh. They lead the Phillies 8-5. Florida at Atlanta, just under an hour away from the start of their game, so that's the rest of the East for you. Right here, the Mets lead 8-3, top of the 7th. Tyler Clippert's thrown a lot of warm-up pitches today. Pagan jacks it to the wall. Scoring is Barajas. Carter stops at third, and the Mets offense has reawakened. That run charged to Batista. And Sean Burnett's 0 for 2 getting guys out here.
Breaking ball, didn't get down and in enough on Pagan, and he just whacks it down the left field line. Caddy will make another appearance.
The Mets have 13 hits, and I can think of one of them that was not hard hit. They have really centered the ball today.
And this isn't even their A lineup that we're facing today. Jose Reyes is not in there. Beltran's not in there.
The Mets can stay within 3 games of Atlanta for a while here and get Beltran back. They're going to be serious players in August and September.
Try to keep Reyes healthy. That guy is a just speed demon.
Levan Hernandez, by the way, and Clayton Richard Tuesday night. We showed you the graphic about our next ball game after tomorrow's off day. You know, Rob, when you're in the race, you're well over 500, and you're only 3 games out. You can afford to take a guy like Reyes and set him out for a couple more days to make sure you're not pressing him into unnecessary action. Alex Cora reaching on that one. Boy, he's a good bet to put the ball in play here, even though it's 0-2. He has singled up the middle. Hit 2 balls at Adam Dunn, 1 at Guzman. So he's 1 for 4. David Wright is next. Just tough to make Alex Cora swing and miss. Didn't play much last year. Tore a ligament in his right thumb in May. Had surgery in August. Only played 82 games all year. Will Nieves smothers a pitch that bounced in front of him.
And on third, Will Nieves has to get down and dirty. He does. Makes a good stop. Alex Cora, a little bit of pop. 35 home runs career. I knew he was a good glove man. He's a career 245 hitter.
Averages about 3 home runs a year.
Then a couple of balls off the wall this series against us.
And Burnett buries one on him to strike him out. Not easy to do. That's the second out of the inning.
He's a heck of a backup player, and when he's in there every day, he does a good job too. Right there, doesn't look too good on Sean Burnett's breaking ball, and Jim Riggleman will make another pitching change.
So Sean Burnett will strike out Cora after giving up 2 hits. And Tyler Clippard, who needs to experience some success coming into the ballgame. He's had a really rough week and a half. offense bailed him out and came back to win the ball game in the last 2 innings. Tyler had a couple of rough outings in Baltimore last weekend. David Wright 2 for 4. Runners remain at second and third, 2 outs. First pitch changeup. Good looking fastball. .93 on the board here. And the 1-1 changeup in the same spot as the first pitch.
Doesn't learn. Does not learn that changeup, you cannot command it as well as maybe a breaking pitch in the fastball.
He's got a good fastball.
He's got a great fastball.
The question is, will he throw it again or will he change up off it again?
He could just flip up a breaking ball to get ahead on a guy like Wright. Maybe throw a hard slider in the dirt, and he hasn't even thrown a fastball yet. Then you throw a fastball up and in, and another breaking ball away. But you just, if you're a right-hander, your changeup is going to back up into a right-hander, and it's very dangerous. Against the lefties, a different story. Get ahead with a fastball, and then throw some changeups in the dirt. But I don't know why you insist on falling behind when you can't fall behind as a reliever. Got to come in throwing strikes right now. Said the same thing about Garrett Mott. Guy throws 95 miles an hour. He wants to try to start you off with 2 changeups. Mariano Rivera going to another All-Star game, and he's essentially had a 15-year Hall of Fame career with 1 pitch. Cut fastball. It was like a strike-throwing machine.
David Wright on a heater upstairs, strikes out. The inning is over. Top of the 7th at least. So the Mets pick up another run on 3 hits. They strand 2. They've left 9. And that's in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have Willie Harris leading off. Then the top of the order. But on this Independence Day, it's time for God Bless America. And today, a real treat for you. We were honored to hear these gentlemen during the national anthem. And I think when you hear God Bless America in a moment, you'll get the impression, like I do, that this is the way it should sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring our great country with a performance of God Bless America. Once again, the United States Air Force Band's Ceremonial Brass Quintet.
Friday. So it's Feliciano against Harris, Morgan, and Guzman, 2 lefties, and then the switch hitter as the bottom of the 7th rolls around. Not a pinch hitting appearance for Willie. Came up with a hit yesterday in the late innings that helped set up that game-winning situation. Trying to bunt a pitch way off the plate inside, 2-1. And a 2-1 to Willie Harris. Ran into Gary Cohen, my counterpart with the Mets TV crew, during the break, and we were discussing the fact that the best pitching staff in the league had no one make the All-Star team in San Diego.
From their pitching staff.
From their pitching staff.
That's absurd.
Willie Harris looks at strike 3. And Nigel Morgan will walk to the plate. Next Sunday, Nats and the Giants. First 10,000 kids 12 and under receive a free kids backpack. It's presented by Smithfield. Always one of the highly coveted items of the year. Come early for Signature Sunday, 12:15 to 12:35 p.m. Some of your favorite Nats are signing. And then stick around after the game as the kids run the bases. And that is a fastball behind Nigel Morgan.
Just a bit inside.
2-0. Niger today, a base hit and a walk and a run scored. You know. Final in Pittsburgh, Pirates beat the Phillies 8-5. So the Phils are 5.5 back of Atlanta, who are trying for a 4-game sweep of Florida tonight. And Nigel Morgan will go down to first base.
Feliciano's not used to pitching in 6-run blowouts. He's a left-handed setup guy that usually comes in one run up, one run down, a very tight situation. So maybe he's having a little trouble generating adrenaline on this hot Sunday, 4th of July.
Guzman a base hit to right field last time prior to the Zimmerman homer. A backdoor breaking ball comes right on in for a strike. Guzman in this series 3 for 12. Ryan went opposite field and deep last time to shoot his RBI total up to 43. Guzman out ahead of that one. Crowd of 29,000 plus here today. Guzman fights off a pitch and hits it hard to right. So this is a carbon copy of last time around, with Morgan walking both times and Guzman singling to right field both times, prior to what right now is our fourth drive of the game.
It's off the schneid here with a pitch up, goes the other way. Shows that great silver slugger swing of his. As good as we've seen going to right field.
Ryan's 14th of the year. Change up away. That was his first home run since June 12th at Cleveland. So 3 weeks without a blast. David Wright and Ryan Zimmerman on that third base home run chart over the last 5 years. Luciano's getting himself in some trouble here by falling behind.
Yes, he is. Is that Parnell they're getting up on there? Or is that
Igarashi again?
Igarashi. Oh, we want to fix that.
Yeah, we couldn't hear the catcher's mitt pop from here, so we know it's not Bobby Parnell.
He could bring it.
Back to a breaking ball. And the count's 2-1 to Ryan. 3 for 12 in the series now with 4 RBIs. Joel Peralta was up several innings ago. And Zimmerman handles another one to right field. This will drive in Nigel Morgan. Guzman goes to third, and Ryan Zimmerman has a 4 RBI day, making his living on the right field side. Good swing, good base running, and the Nats are down by 5 again, trying to fight back.
Well, I hope this is Ryan just letting the ball get on him a little bit deeper and then wailing it to right field. But he looks on the ball perfectly today, waits on it, smokes it into right field, as Bob said, for his 4th RBI of the day. Need Adam Dunn to crank one out of here to make this really interesting.
Dunn with a base hit last time up. Fastball in there. There you go. Umpire at home says he does. So the Mets don't even have to appeal. And the count's 0-2.
Adam Dunn is 3 for 7 with runners on first and third. He's hitting .429. Hope that keeps up. He's got Feliciano figured out. For the most part, this guy throws sidearm left-handed all over the place. Ooh, heads up.
Dunn's going to be rung up on the outside corner by Bill Welke. Walks away unhappily. 2 outs.
Gets the sidearm frisbee, and Jerry Manuel will pull him, but not before that sucker floats up in there like a UFO. Adam does not like it because he wanted to try to pull the trigger on one more pitch by him. A little bit outside, but Welke rings him up and sits him down.
Feliciano 2/3 of an inning, a walk and 2 hits. Igarashi and Willingham next. 4th of July. Nice job on the umbrella. Here's Ryota Igarashi, who the Mets signed to a 2-year, $3 million contract. And he was in Japan for 11 years with the Yakult Club. A career reliever who made over 500 appearances there. He takes on Josh Willingham, who's 2 for 3. This guy can bring it. Low to mid-90s.
We saw him early in the year in New York. Thought this kid was going to be solid. 80 ERA.
Generous strike zone right now. Igarashi, 31 years of age. Nats only 2 of 9. The Mets almost 500 today. Wow.
That's painful.
Yeah. That's how they got 8 runs in the first 4 innings. Got guys on base early and often and knew what to do with them. Josh Willingham has hit the Mets well. Ball game going beyond the 3-hour mark here in the bottom of the 7th. I didn't know we had the DH working today. Ball stays upstairs.
We're not even close to our longest 9-inning game. That was 3 hours and 57 minutes against the Orioles.
Ian Desmond for the pitcher.
He's ready.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs, and a big spot for Willingham here. That ball bounces way out in front of home plate. Good base running by the alert Ryan Zimmerman on a wild pitch. And then, of course, Guzman at third did not fall for the fake throw by Barajas.
Well, the Ziminator moves up 90 feet. This is a hard breaking ball in the dirt. Barajas takes it right off the chest protector. But watch the little getting off with the pitch. Once he sees it hit Barajas, see him, little skip off, and he takes off.
3-2 pitch. On a ball probably outside. Willingham strikes out. The Nats settle for a run. They've left 7 base runners today, and it's 9-4 into the 8th. plus innings, good enough to get the win because his teammates gave him lots of runs.
Well, he got a nice cushion of 8 runs and ran with it. All off-speed stuff, curveballs, change-ups, and then when he'd get ahead of you and bore you to death with that stuff, he'd throw 88-mile-an-hour fastballs by you, but mostly slow curves, slow change-ups, manipulating the strike zone. But he did work ahead an awful lot, Bob, and that was the key to his success today.
Walked Morgan, Guzman a base hit, Zimmerman a homer, Dunn a single, knocked him out in the 6th. And Tyler Clippard, who struck out David Wright, comes out again to pitch the 8th. Ike Davis, Jason Bay, Jeff Francoeur for the Mets. The Mets are heading home to take on the Reds and the Braves for the break. Now that's a good changeup with great late drop to it. And a 1-1 to Ike Davis, who's 1 for 3 with a walk, a homer, 2 RBIs, 2 runs.
Remember, a changeup from a righty to a lefty. He's got that nice fastball action. He's looking at it saying, I want to pull that pitch, and it's floating away from him.
Well hit to right. Willie Harris right there. And a reminder, through July 8th, which is Thursday, you can still vote for the 34th and final player for each league roster. Ryan Zimmerman's on that list. Go to Nationals.com and cast your all-star ballot for the final 2 guys, 1 from each league, to go to Anaheim. Matt Capps is going. Jason Bay, 2 for 4. He has a 4 RBI day. Triple, base hit, 2 strikeouts. Clippard bringing the heat.
It's J.D. Martin down there. J.D. Martin might be going to get an inning of work in the 9th inning. I think he's being skipped in the rotation.
Bay gone. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Fastball up in the zone. That time Bay's not able to catch up with it. Clippard's got his 2nd strikeout.
Keep throwing a fastball so somebody gets around on it, huh? St. Louis and Milwaukee started about an hour after this game did. And it's a 7-1 St. Louis win at home. That's the 2nd final of the day. After the Pirates beat the Phillies 8-5 in Western PA.
To be honest, really that close. Fans making it seem like it was closer.
They're in the 10th now at Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays Yankees 6-6. Looks like Baltimore will take care. They did take care of the Red Sox, winning 6-1. So the Yankees, who started the day a half game up on Boston, will remain in first place. We'll see by how much. Now 1-2 to Jeff Francoeur. Tyler Clippard throwing the ball by just about everybody here. 3 strikeouts and 4 batters. Pitcher spot to lead off, bottom of the 8th coming up. ERA. Levon, 2.98. Richard lost to the Nats May 28th. Levon, 12-7 career against San Diego. And we'll get you going at 6:30 with Nats Extra. There's your pitching matchup for the first of the 3-game series with the San Diego Padres, easily the surprise team of the National League this year coming in. Here's Desmond.
Surprise team in all of baseball.
Agreed.
That's sad, though, that one of those fine pitchers didn't make the All-Star team. Heath Bell is.
Well, maybe
in the
Heath Bell
final
will
five,
make it,
but
yeah. I have a feeling Joey Votto is going to get that top 5 vote. You know, he's a guy who's an MVP candidate for this league.
Absolutely. But, I mean, you look at the first baseman in the league. Ryan Howard, Albert Pujols, Prince Fielder, Dunn, you know.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Joey Votto. I mean, it's a lot of very good candidates out there. Troy Gloss.
That's right.
Troy Gloss having an outstanding first half.
Right at the top in RBIs.
There you go. It's not easy, that first base position.
Desmond in the air to right. Jeff Francoeur there. Well, this game probably came apart for the Nats in the 6th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Elmer Descent struck out Adam Kennedy. And then after Willie Davis fouled off a couple pitches, the 6-4-3 rally killer.
Well, it looked pretty good for the Nationals to at least maybe cut that 8-3 lead to say 8-4, 8-5, and just some big-time pitching from Elmer Descends.
Yep. Kennedy will jack that ball hard to right center, rolling to the scoreboard. Takes a while for the Mets to dig it out, and Adam Kennedy's into third base with a triple. That'll be his first triple as a Washington National and his 10th extra base hit on the year.
Gets a pitch on the inner half right here. He strokes it into right center field. It gets by the outfielders, goes all the way to the wall, and Jeff Francoeur will pick it up, gun it in, and then it will hit off of buttocks.
Joel Peralta with his 3rd side session of the day. Davis 0 for 3 today. Runner at third, 1 out.
Rojas may have just saved another run right there with that block. You know, and as a catcher, you have to know, guys going to throw a breaking ball, you better be moving, you better be ready to slide across to get in front of the ball, keep him in front.
Two and 0. Well, speaking of that Cincinnati ball club a moment ago, they put 13 on the Cubs at Wrigley Field today. Ted Lilly started that game. Young Mr. Leake's going to be 6-1. Will Nieves with a base hit up the middle. Oh, for those 2 swings 2 innings ago. Will Nieves with his 9th RBI of the year.
2-0 count here. Takes the 95-mile-an-hour heater right back up the middle.
Bobby Parnell. You can hear the pop in the mitt when he's warming up. So the Nats are back to within 4. They keep battling, and they still got 5 outs to work with. And Johnny and Ray, after the game, will try to make some sense out of what happened to the Nats starter, Craig Stammen, today, after how good he was in Atlanta. Live press briefing with the manager, and they will give you a complete look and a recap of who's going to the All-Star game, including the Nats' Nat Caps. Willie Harris, the next hitter. Well, a base hit here will make things interesting with the top of the order about to roll around again. The Nationals have 5 runs on 10 hits. That's enough to win a ball game. Ball 1 from Ryota Igarashi. Willie struck out looking after coming into the ball game on a double switch in the 7th. Off-speed breaking ball.
Just shows you that against the Orioles a week ago, if we could have gotten something going later in the ball game like we have a couple of games, we probably would have taken 2 out of 3.
You know, the Nats were in a position to win every game of that series.
6-0, 5-0, 3-0. Here we have 5 runs in the last 3 innings. Well, actually, the last 2+ innings.
That's a strike to Harris. Nyjer Morgan's been on base 3 times today, scoring twice. We didn't really see it, but the last time he batted, they changed it from a walk to a being hit by a pitch. Evidently, the ball 4 pitch grazed him. And now Willie Harris is close to getting on base, and this might be the lax hitter for Igarashi. Jerry Manuel still got to get some outs here.
Get out of here.
Harris to right, and short of the track, Frank Court. 2 outs. It'll be up to Nyjer Morgan. Pitch breaking ball up. That one rattled the cage of Rod Barajas on a foul tip. Long day to be behind the plate. It is the 8th inning, and the ball game is approaching 3.5 hours.
He's pretty tough, and that one gets him right off the chin. Gives me some chin music.
Big Gary Giola used to say those things will knock your fillings loose.
At the end of next week.
Off-speed pitch. Morgan lasers it right at Cora, and the Nats are gone in the 8th. Iwo Jima on Independence Day. How symbolic is that? 5 hits in nearly 6 innings of work. Hasn't walked anybody. Rod Barajas, Ruben Tejada, and then the pitcher spot for the Mets. Rod Barajas has had a good day. 2 for 3 and a walk. Mets trying to post a win on the board to get them to 2.5 behind the Braves before Tim Hudson throws his first pitch in about 5 minutes in Atlanta. Ricky Nolasco for the Marlins in that game. Nationals are Peralta's 4th organization, following Oakland, Anaheim, and Kansas City. And our next opponent, Padres, are underway at home. Houston leads them 1-0. This one out to left center. Niger Morgan is under it.
It's not going to have the distance.
We're beyond the 5 o'clock hour. Clock running down to about 3.5 hours or so till fireworks here in D.C.
I don't know, doesn't it get dark around 8:30?
Well, that's 3 hours and 25 minutes away. Days are getting shorter here.
Got one out, baby.
Ruben Tejada 0 for 1 today, 0 for 12 in the series. Mets just want him to catch the ball and throw it straight to second and to first, while Jose Reyes nurses that oblique of this.
As you said, they just want to stay close to Atlanta.
Now they're in good shape. Despite all the problems they had early in the season.
What a turnaround for this ball club.
And they've done a lot of it by winning at home, where they're 16 games over 500. The Mets are 7 under on the road. Another one of those good ball clubs who doesn't win many road games.
Well, it's like the San Diego Padres. They figured out how to use their home ballpark to their advantage, and they're just cleaning up on some people. Even David Wright and Jason Bay starting to come alive. They've started to figure out, okay, we'll try and go for the long balls on the road, just get line drives and drive in a bunch of runs at home.
And a manager who doesn't have to open the New York newspapers every day and read about his precarious employment situation. They wanted Jerry Manuel out of town back in May. And now here at the 4th of July, the Mets are in great position. About to win today and go 6 games over 500.
I don't know if he has or not. I don't even think Joe Mauer's hit a home run at Target Field yet this year. Leading vote getter for the American League this year.
They're trailing Tampa Bay at home today. And this ball slapped out to right center. Morgan will track this one. Tigers were hammered today by Seattle at home. So the Twins and the Tigers at worst would still be tied for first in the Central. And the hitter will be Jesus Feliciano. Feliciano led off the ball game. Game 1 of the series Thursday night, a Nats 2-1 win, and he went 2 for 4 and scored a run. In that ball game, Mets scored in the first, didn't score again. Friday night, they dropped a 4-run fourth on the Nats and won 5-3. Nationals took a win right away from the Mets, 6-5 yesterday with a walk-off. And today, the Mets struck early and led 8-0. That ball heading for the scoreboard. That's at the very bottom of the wall and skips by Nigel Morgan. Would have been a double anyway. And Feliciano has 3 hits in this series.
So are you going to be at the concert tonight? It begins at 8 o'clock. David Archuleta, Gladys Knight, the National Symphony Orchestra will perform, and then fireworks begin at 9:10. They will last for approximately 17 minutes.
Wow. I will be watching from the comfort of Crystal City.
Am I going to see you on the roof?
Probably. Near a railing somewhere, I can promise you that. I know last year our building over in Crystal City, people were over the railing and on, where they put the tar where you're not supposed to be walking around. Quite a few people were up on the roof last year.
The only places I've ever lived that the pools are on the roof of the condominiums.
I'd be a little nervous living
underneath that
right
pool.
below there. Nats will walk Angel Pagan, who has 3 hits intentionally. They take their chances with Alex Cora. We just hope that whatever you folks are doing tonight, this afternoon, first of all, having a safe 4th of July, a happy one, and even though it's not Memorial Day, this is always a day to think about those who've made that ultimate sacrifice for us, and gives us the freedom that we can enjoy ourselves on a day like this. And whether or not we're happy about what our team has done, enjoy a beautiful day in the best country on the planet. Alex Cora 1 for 5 today. Nine 9-5 Mets. They've out-hit the Nationals 14-10. And Cora will line it to Willie Harrison right. So the Mets will strand 11 on the day. Guzman, Zimmerman, and Adam Dunn coming up. Parnell to close this one out. Non-save situation. Up by 4. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for his first 2, Rob, but in the 6 and the 7, doing RBI damage.
He broke out in a big way, Bob. 3-run home run shot. Off by Takahashi. He didn't like it. Zim did, and then Zim would come back and get his 4th RBI of the game. Base hit to right field. Nigel Morgan comes in. For the Zimster. Kind of a cold first half of this game. Smoking hot second.
Kristen Guzman, you could say the same about him. 2 consecutive hits in the 6th and the 7th. Bobby Parnell throws extremely hard, and we'll have some interesting power matchups in this inning. David Wright, even with the bag at 3rd, that's a strike on the outside corner. 96.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing us put a couple up on Parnell so we could get the K-Rod again.
Put him back in there.
Yep, he loves facing our lineup.
Well, he wants to throw all of his pitches again today.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
That'll work. We couldn't throw it out there any better.
Guzman, 3 consecutive base hits.
Look back to that base sweep.
All right. 2 more base runners to bring up the tying run. And if the Nats get 1 more base runner, it becomes a save situation. San Francisco Rodriguez, who right now is throwing all of his pitches in the bullpen, getting ready.
Oh, yeah. He wants to come in. He wants to see if he can get us out again before they go back to New York.
While throwing all of his pitches.
You like that, don't you?
I just think it's ridiculous, to be honest with you.
He throws in the mid-90s.
I know.
It's a fastball changeup. I think he could put people away, but he wants to throw sliders and fork balls and changeups and
switching sinks and appliances.
Oh, man.
All right, here's Zimmerman. 4 RBIs already today. Generous call.
Outside.
Ball 3. With Adam Dunn on deck. I wonder if Manuel would go ahead and make the switch and at least give his guys some margin for error if Zimmerman gets aboard. Right down the middle. Can't blame Ryan for taking one there.
Definitely. Make him throw you a strike. You're all set. Got a 4-run lead. Guy on first. Good fastball hitter. See if he'll throw him a break him off.
Zimmerman cooks it into right field and foul. He's really staying on the ball.
Might want to rethink that strategy. That was 98 and a bullet just foul.
Ryan's bat starting to sound good again.
I just think he's tracking it and watching it come in a little bit deeper into his stance. If that works to get him out of this, that's fine with me.
Zimmerman up the middle.
Here's the breaking ball.
So Guzman and Zimmerman each have 3 consecutive hits. And does Jerry Manuel make the move here or let Parnell pitch against Adam Dunn.
Now, fastball up. Another fastball away. Another fastball away. Another fastball away. Two-seamer in for a strike. Fastball away. Then a breaking ball back up the middle. Parnell not happy with himself.
And he's in the game still for now. The Nationals are trying to score for the 4th consecutive inning. Adam Dunn today, 1 for 4 with a base hit.
Gonna do it.
Manuel waited and waited.
All righty then, bring in Frankie.
I think the Nats have the Mets right where they want them. Francisco Rodriguez on the way. He got a save the other night without retiring a batter, and then he victimized yesterday. Rodriguez, who got a save on Friday night without retiring a batter by picking Bernardino off, but it was I-Rod versus K-Rod yesterday, and the Nats would go dancing.
Or make like airplanes. And then Juan Rodriguez is going to take a beating.
All right, nobody out. Here's Adam Dunn. So the tying run Willingham's in the on-deck circle, 9-5 ball game. Bottom of the ninth.
He's got 4 blown saves, and the Nats have blown 2.
Number 4, Bernardino got him in New York. Adam Dunn cannot believe that was called a strike. Bill Welke has made some very puzzling calls here late in the game.
Yeah, that one's not even close.
You know, I know it's been a long day, but the 9th inning deserves a little more respect than that. Dunn slaps one on the ground. He's going to have to hurry not to get doubled up, and he's safe at first. Ryan Zimmerman, a pretty decent job of going after Ruben Tejada, the shortstop.
Well, Welke may have changed his whole look back, because then Adam Dunn has to reach out of the strike zone to try to hit that fastball. He pulls it on the ground second. Tejada over to first, and Adam beats it out. Once again, some good hustle, not getting doubled up. Keep the inning going here for Josh Willingham with 1 out.
Willingham goes up hacking. The pitcher's spot is due up next.
Guess who's on deck?
And Roger Bernardino evidently available to pinch hit, unless it's some sort of decoy. But the only other player you would have would be Pudge Rodriguez. right now, the shadow's probably not far along enough to affect the hitter. They're just now encroaching on the batter's box.
Well, there's some good fastballs by K-Rod. I mean, Francisco Rodriguez has an excellent arm. There's no reason to throw so many changeups and sliders. Stop that fastball. Especially now. And that shadow is now hovering over home plate. Sun mixed in there because it's coming through light standards.
Count remains 0-2. Willingham offered, stopped his bat. The ball's at the feet of the umpire. Two saves out of 4 opportunities. And of course, he picked off Bernardino Friday night, didn't retire a hitter, and got the save. He has 19 saves on the year, 262 for his career. Willingham's going to get punched out. And Bill Welke's going to take a good look at Josh to see if he throws a pitch. 2 outs.
Good fastball in the outer half. That's a better looking pitch than the one that Welke called for a strikeout. Adam Dunn. May 12th, Bob. Roger Bernardino off K-Rod. How do you like me now?
And the Nationals won that series. That was the start of a road trip. Mets pay no mind to Adam Dunn, who strolls down to second base. Nationals down to their final out of this series. And a good take by Roger. Counts even 1-1. The Nats still need one more base runner to get that tying run in the box. Off speed, 2-1.
Up 4 runs, 2 outs. The guy's been sitting around with a bad back for 2 days and throws him 2 sliders.
Guzman at third, Dunn at second. Breaking ball.
3 sliders in a row.
3-1. He's going to mess around and have to face Adam Kennedy, the tying run. Bernardino, a hot shot. Ike Davis. A great play to end the series. And the Mets will earn the split by winning today 9-5. And that kept the Nats from getting the tying run in the batter's box.
Well, that's a good-looking young man right there, Ike Davis. Taking another hit away from the Nationals.
So the Mets win it today 9-5 before 29,000 plus. We invite you to enjoy the day off we'll have tomorrow, and hopefully you do as well. Tuesday night, Mass in 2 HD. The Padres are in. Coverage begins at 6:30. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned now. Nats Extra with Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark coming right up. The Mets get the split and from the booth. So long for just a while.